Now you got to record the call. Oh, there it is.
Now I'm recording myself.
And we'll never speak of it again.
So you said you wanted me
Good
to put...
thing you weren't recording just then. I just told you the meaning of life and the secret to all happiness.
Oh, I thought you were saying make sure I hide the arrows where the body was buried. Or do we want to leave them?
I think that, you know, having people not find a body that you buried is definitely a key to a long and happy life. Oh, fudgesicles.
Get a knock at the door. Hello, I'm your NSA agent. We were kidding. Wait, there is a body. There is a body on my property. I just moved in. Oh, God, now that kind of creeps me out thinking there could be a body on this property.
There could be a body on every property. How many times do you think you walk over a dead body, like in your life? How many times? It's like when you and I are driving, and then I look at a patch of woods. I'm like, there's a body in there.
I always think like when you look at somebody and they look at you, I'm like, that dude killed somebody.
What do they say? Like statistically, what are the chances that somebody that you walk down the street, like somebody that you walk past, is a murderer?
Oh, I don't know. I think they say you have like a 50-50 chance of podcasting with somebody that was a murderer.
Well, so what you're saying is one of us. Check his yard.
No, but I bet, I mean, when you're thinking like in terms of like forever.
Whatever happened to his first wife, huh? Did everybody ever ask themselves that?
Oh, I'll tell you, she left with a lot of money. She's like, well, if I take the straight cash and you get the debt, it kind of evens out. I'm like, I don't think it does. But the lawyer says so okay. I'm so hungry.
Math is hard.
No, Shawn, the minus is a good thing. Oh, okay.
Can I have two? If I have two minuses, can I make that a plus?
I deserve this.
Who made it?
Wait, why are they dividing by 0?
First, Shawn, I just want to say, I'm not particularly sure how this show's going to go. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
I never know. I just kind of come.
I'm just saying, like sometimes I feel really good. Like sometimes I sit down like, oh my God, I was like, we're gonna do this thing and we're gonna say a bunch of stuff and it's gonna fucking kick ass. And I'm gonna listen to it later, masturbate mentally, not physically. Because
wait, you don't do it physically too? I do it both.
No, I can't.
I'm like, oh my God, I was so funny. Oh
no, my problem is I hear my own voice and then instantly I deflate.
I don't think it'd bother me. Have you ever listened to our podcast while having sex?
That's why during sex I put both my hands. I put both my hands over.
Sometimes I do it too tight and I pass out. Like, I can't breathe. And then I come.
And then she's like, just move your hands. And I'm like, I can't hear you. I got. And then
she's like, I'm going out.
Yeah, and then I wake up and I'm like, was it good for you too? Hello?
Hey, where'd you go? Oh, it's all over my belly.
But my point is
was I date raped? Did she date rape me?
Point is I don't know how this is going to go. And it probably could go really badly. In fact, the odds are leaning that way. So now it's time to start the show.
Well, no, our cold open's gone like 8 minutes. So
with that lovely, nod of encouragement in mind, let's start the show. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we're speaking the language of bromance.
Did you just give me the finger?
Still,
you get like, I was trying to make a joke.
I was telling you to wait a second because who starts the show? Who starts the show?
Professional.
Who starts the show?
You start the show.
I start the show. And
you're on the front end.
What
I'm
needs
on the
to
back
happen
end.
for the show to start? You need to be
start. I need to be quiet.
Thank you.
Gosh, I'm so stupid. Stupid.
Stop it. You are not. Don't you hit yourself.
Oh, you want to hear something I did that was stupid, Richard?
No, tell me.
All right. So
I don't believe it.
It was pretty dumb.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I've only done this.
No, I don't believe it.
Wait, maybe I can. Nope. Yeah, I do. Wait, you are dumb, Shawn.
It's lies.
No,
it's all lies.
So I've only done this, I think, 3 times in my life, Richard. So, set the scene. I had to go into work early, so, I was up a little bit earlier than normal, so my routine was all thrown out of whack. As we were talking before we jumped on here, we just moved into a new house, and I've got a crap ton of baseball cards and magazines from my uncle that's passed away like 12 years ago, so I'm going through those.
It's a lovely house, by the way. I feel like I should say that officially over the internet, so that way I can't be told that I never said it, because now it's in stone. It's in internet stone.
We wouldn't have moved into this house, but we've just been getting loads of cash from this podcast.
Yeah. I can't hear you from the back of my private plane.
And you're like, wait a minute, shouldn't you divide that by 2? And I'm like,
the internet's wonderful.
But yeah, so I'm going through, and what I'm doing is I'm kind of finding cards I know and putting those in one spot. And like people that are like scrubs I've never heard of, I'm putting with the team, and I've been putting them in sandwich bags. So that way,
what you're trying to say is you don't want no scrubs?
Yeah, no scrubs.
Yeah.
Scrubs can't get no cash from eBay.
Yeah. Hanging out the side of the tote, trying to get a vote.
Yeah, and I'm like, no.
Trying to holler at you?
No. But I've been putting them in sandwich bags, and I used all my wife's sandwich bags. So I was like, well, I got off, since I went into work early, I got to leave a little early. It's like, this is amazing. So on my way home to our new place, I stop at a new grocery store. And I get out, I walk in. It's a small grocery store.
Is this your first time at the grocery? Is this the grocery store that is going to be now your like go-to grocery store because it's the one that's like by your house?
So it's very, very small. It's not like a bad grocery store, but it's definitely one that's it's kind of like an upgrade from a Dollar General grocery store. So like it might have like 2 or 3 types of mac and cheese, where like a Dollar General has like 1 box of mac and cheese.
It's a grocery store. It's not like, it's like food and stuff. It's not like,
it's one like if
Whole Foods.
Exactly. It's one if like, we're like, oh my gosh, we need a frozen pizza for dinner, or we need some sugar, or on our way home, it's like, grab some bread and some lunch meat. We'll make some like paninis. Like it's that kind of grocery store.
It's cheaper than a gas station, but it's about the same size.
Yeah, exactly. And it's got a gas station on the outside too.
Okay.
So we're actually like smack dab in between 2 towns. So we're like stuck between the 2 rivalries of the 2 towns. So the one town has a little bit bigger grocery store than the other. So
oh my God, it's like West Side Story.
It is.
Or Romeo and Juliet. Are you from one town and Tiffany's from another town?
Yeah, we're
and you guys are trying to like make a life, and then there's going to be 2 mobs that like amass in front of your house. And you're going to be like, guys, wait,
we're in love. But so the smaller one is like on my way home from work. The other one is like 2 to 3 miles further from my house. So I'd have to go past where my house is to go to that one. So
is that a better one?
It is better. So I think if like we're at home, it's like, oh my gosh, we need to get groceries. We'll probably go to the other town.
Okay.
And they've got like a Pizza Hut in that town, Richard. They've got a Sonic. They've got a Chinese restaurant. They got a Mexican restaurant. And this other town, all they have is this grocery store. You had me
at Chinese and Mexican restaurant.
Supposedly the other town has a better Mexican restaurant though. So I need to go out there sometime and see if it's any good. You got to
compare.
Yeah.
You know what you need? You need to do a blind taste test. You got to get back-to-back tacos.
Ooh, get chimichangas from both.
Yes. But you got to like leave, like you go to one place and Tiffany goes to the other place. So that way they arrive at the back at the same time.
Oh, and we like just throw the bag in the house down the steps so we don't know which is which.
Exactly.
And then we eat it. We're like, which one do you like? That one. I did too. What place was it?
Which one was which?
Oh, shit. We didn't think this through. So.
Okay. New plan. All right. This time, we're going to get enchiladas. And then she's like, I don't think the food was the problem, Shawn.
No. We're going to drive blind and see which one we could do. It's like, would it make just more sense?
It's okay, officer. I'm in the middle of science.
This is a taste test, officer. So yeah, would it be cheaper just to eat it one on Thursday and the other on Friday?
Yeah, but see, that's not a fair comparison because whatever the one you go to on Friday is, like, you'd be like, I just had tacos yesterday.
Yeah, your palate's going to change. You may not be in the mood for it.
It's totally different. I realize that, like, where I live, there is a list of like 4 or 5 restaurants that I will frequent, and everything else can go fuck itself.
Yeah, we don't. Whenever I go back to home, we only eat at O'Shea's. But I like O'Shea's.
They're all like distinctly different. Like, there's a Thai place. There's
which Thai place do you go to?
That's the thing, Shawn. There's only one place in town.
I thought there was
Thai.
2.
No,
I must be thinking of Greek. There's like 2 Greek restaurants.
Yeah, I think there's 2 or 3. There's one place that does Thai. There's one place that does Korean. That's really good.
Korean's good.
Now that I realize it, all of these places are Asian or ethnic. Like, there's Thai, Japanese, Korean, Italian, and Mexican.
Yeah, but I mean, anywhere else is like just American food, so they're all kind of like blend together.
Yeah,
not that that's a bad thing. Like, I like a good hamburger or like a good steak type thing, but
it's hard. I feel like when it comes to, like, if I want to eat like a steak or a hamburger, like, I feel better if I just make it myself.
There's burgers you can get a little bit different. Like, I like a grilled burger best, like on my own grill.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can get a variety of different burgers from other places. Steaks, though, like, I've kind of stopped ordering steak when I go out because.
Oh, well, I mean, if it's something that I'm bringing back to the house, no, don't do it.
What do you mean, like takeout?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah,
no takeout on a steak ever.
Yeah, because by the time you get it home, it's cold or it's
cold or it's overcooked now because it's been like, and then everything inside is just like wet.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, even then, like, I feel like I cook a better steak like at home. Like,
yep. And I know I do.
I'm trying to think of, like, if there's been a place that I've gotten like a good steak that I've been happy about. I don't think there has been. Yeah, I don't think I've eaten in a place where I've eaten a steak and I'm like, you know what? That's on par with my steak.
I have. Yeah, I have. There are places that I've eaten that I'm like, this is acceptable.
No. Not me, because I'm always eating. I'm like, you know what? I guarantee you they didn't slap their wiener on this steak like I do, and that's what gives me the flavor. Because it's my steak.
Oh no! That's how you. First step 1: establish dominance with the slab of New York strip.
Step 2: make sure it's not too hot. You learned that lesson once. But yeah,
I always heard don't cook bacon without a shirt. I've never heard slap your dick on a fucking rump roast. Slap your dick on a ribeye.
Now that I think about it, it is a rump roast. But do you have so this is kind of an odd thing. So whenever there's like one restaurant in a small town, I'm always a little hesitant to want to go eat there.
It depends on what it is. So I've been in small towns where, like, they have a really large, for example, like a really large Mexican population or a really large, like, Vietnamese population. And there's like a restaurant that does Vietnamese food. Yes, I will go to that.
That makes sense.
But, like, if I'm driving through, I don't like the backwoods of fucking, I don't know, Mississippi.
Ooh, I bet you find some good barbecue. If it's like barbecue, you're probably okay.
Well, Like if I go through, like if I'm driving through like the backwoods of Mississippi and they're like, hey, we got tacos and a bowl of pho, and I'm like, no you don't.
Yeah. To me, it's one of those, like, you're driving on like a small 2-lane highway and you see one of those signs that says restaurant and there's only one thing on it. It's like Penny's, and it doesn't even say like what Penny's is. It's not like Penny's Steaks or Penny's American Cafe. It's just Penny's.
Come down to Roy's. And
yeah.
Like, what does Roy have?
Yeah. But to me, like, whenever you see those places like Roy's and Penny's, it's going to be one side of the spectrum or the other. It's either going to be like pretty darn good, where you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Or you're going to walk in and be like, oh, I deserve every bit of this diarrhea. Like, that's on me, 100%.
You know, I agree, but you still risk it because, like, if you find the good one, then, like, it's worth 5-10 bad ones.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Like, you find, like, one, like, gem, like a diamond in the rough of, like, when it comes to, like, weird hole-in-the-wall places to eat. Like, you risk it all because if you eat 10 bad meals and you have one good meal, you forget about the 10 bad meals.
It's true. There was this place here. I think the pandemic kind of shut it down, but the lady was from the deep South, and I think she moved up here. And she made like Southern cuisine. Like her fried chicken, Richard, was amazing. And she had like fried catfish and like did like her own batter. She actually
that's the other thing. That's why I love food trucks, because food trucks, it's usually like, because it's so small, they know like what they do well. And so like what you're going to get is odds are it's going to be good, because like that, like if there's some, like you were saying, like some like old Cajun woman that, like, you know, she like learned from her grandmother who fucking had these recipes for like 50 years. Like if she has a food truck, you know, and she's like, all I sell is, you know, like fucking
I got
shrimp
catfish,
and grits.
I got shrimp and grits, I got fried chicken and hush puppies.
Yep. And that's it. And you're like, all of that is going to be like, you know, that all of that is going to be fucking great.
She's like, this is the same grease my grandmother used. And you're like, that's amazing. Give me 2.
Yep. And you're like, just spoon the bacon grease in my mouth.
Can I get that in a Pepsi cup, please?
Oh no, just suckle it.
Like it hurts while it goes down. But yeah, we're trying to. So like, when I drove through the town when we first moved up here, I did see that first Mexican restaurant, and I was like, man, I just don't know. But everybody I've talked to says like, oh my gosh, that's like some of the best Mexican I've ever had.
Okay.
So, and the reason I was a little bit like, you think like, well, small town, Shawn, it may still be good. The last time I went to like a small town Mexican restaurant wasn't very good. Not like I got sick good. It was just kind of like you ate it and you're just like, oh, well, that's what it is.
But again, you risk it for the biscuit.
It's true.
You're going to eat there.
Well, no,
and like,
Richard,
maybe it will be terrible.
Richard, it's Mexican. They don't have biscuits there.
Oh, you risk it for the tostada.
There we go. You risk it for the margarita.
Yeah.
How do you take your margarita?
I don't really drink margaritas, although I have developed a love for the mojito.
I'm not a big fan of mojitos. They're not bad.
Oh,
Tiffany drinks a bunch of them. I'm a Moscow Mule kind of guy. I like Moscow Mule.
I love a mojito. If I go someplace, that's what I've been doing. Like over the course of the last like month, I go into a place, I'm like, yeah, mojito. Let's do the mojito, because if they make a good mojito, like they've already sold me like 50% on whatever else it is they're selling. You're like, mojito. That dude used some top shelf liquor. What? Mojito? That's not a gay drink. No, it's good. It's got mint. That's vodka, right? I believe it's tequila. Is it? Pretty sure. No. Why does Tiffany like it then? She hates tequila. She's been lying to me this whole time. Tequila, simple syrup, lime, and mint, I think. I thought it had coconut in it too. Oh, maybe some do. I love a mojito. Oh, Richard, I think we're way off. It's white rum. What is it? It's rum? Yeah. That must be why I like it. What'd I say? I said vodka. I can do rum straight. It's one of the few drinks I'm fine with, like, just drinking. Yeah. Fresh mint, lime, sugar, cubes, white rum, and club soda. Yeah, I'm good with rum. Rum's one of those drinks that if I do get way drunk, like, I don't have a bad hangover the next day. Yeah. And I feel like
I don't get as drunk super quick either.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's a very warm and muted kind of a buzz. Where it just feels like vodka feels very harsh, you know, like if you're drunk on, like if I'm drunk on vodka, then like I'm usually like not violent, but like everything feels very sharp. Like my emotions feel sharp.
Yeah. Whiskey's the one where you're like, I want to fucking punch something.
I don't really get angry with whiskey.
I did. I haven't drank it for a while. Because whiskey was one of those things like
rum,
I drank.
Rum just feels like a warm, snuggly blanket. You just want to like, nom, nom, nom.
You're like, I just want to put my leg up on a barrel. Like Captain Morgan.
Good stuff.
I want to try some aged rum. Ooh, I had some banana rum the other day, Richard. You know, I'm going to get us a bottle of that banana rum. We're going to try it. I drank that.
I usually use, I make some apples and stuff. When I make apples, I usually do like this. I got this pork chop, this recipe I use with pork chops and apples, and I always like flambe the apples with rum.
What kind of like spiced rum or just?
Yeah, usually. Honestly, I mean, I cook most of the alcohol out of it, so it's just kind of like whatever I grab off the shelf, like whatever's cheap.
Yeah, but that's how. Like, if you cook with any alcohol, usually you burn the actual alcohol potency out of it.
Yeah,
why do they say?
I never understood people that like use like expensive shit to cook with because I'm like, what's the point? Like you're burning all the alcohol off. Like you just cook with the whatever fucking like it. People that like cook with wine, they're like, oh, this isn't aged. I'm like, fuck that. I was like, cook with boxed wine. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, that's like whenever I do like beer brats. Like you just use like cheap Bud Light.
Yeah. Because nobody cares. Nobody cares about the fucking booze.
But can you get drunk on rum cake?
I have no idea. I haven't eaten that much rum cake.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just getting that from Fresh Prince when Carlton ate the second piece of rum cake and got crazy. But that was probably from the sugar.
Look here, guys.
Dude.
It's my birthday. Happy birthday to me.
Carlton.
Blowing on the rum cake. Where's the candles?
That's when we found out Carlton was diabetic. But back to my stupid story, Richard, what I did. So I get
yeah.
So I get to
about that.
I get to the grocery store, I get out of my truck, I go in, I buy 2 boxes of sandwich bags, and I got me a little snacky snack. So it was, I was hungry, and I was like, man, I'm gonna get home a little bit earlier. I'll work out, hang out with the family. It'll be great.
What was the snack?
They're these like protein things where it's like cheese.
That's not a snack.
Cheese, meat, and then like chocolate almonds.
That's not a snack.
It's good. It was good. It was a little snack. Something to time you over. What's a snack to you? Rump roast.
Crackers and peanut butter. That's a snack.
Crackers and peanut butter is pretty good.
Oh, peanut butter and crackers. Or peanut butter and apples.
Yeah, I don't do that enough because
and apples.
I'm super lazy with cutting the apple. Even though we have one of those apple cutters, it's just so much work. Like it's not, but in my head, it is way too much work. Like I get the apple out, gotta get the cutter, put on top of it, push it down, stuff goes everywhere. It's the worst. Then I get the peanut butter out.
So much. My God, how do you live?
But so I get
okay.
My stuff.
So you got your snack. So you're getting home. What's the stupid thing? I'm still waiting for the stupid thing.
Yeah. So Richard, I'm not even home yet in this story. I'm walking out the door, walking to my truck, and I tap my side because I usually hang my keys on my belt loop. Keys aren't there, Richard. Check my pockets. Keys aren't in my pockets, Richard. Guess where they are?
You were robbed.
I was robbed by my intelligence because I got out of the truck, left my keys in the ignition, locked the door, and then shut it. I had locked my keys in my truck.
Oh, so you shut the truck off and got out. So the truck wasn't running.
No, the truck was shut off. So I shut it off. And I think what happened, I shut it off, and usually I pull the keys right out. But my phone was sitting on the...
Like every other person on the earth?
Yeah. But I shut it off, but my phone was in the passenger seat. So my hand action went from the key to my phone. And in my brain, everything fired to say, oh, you did the hand action, the key's out. And then as I'm getting out of my truck, I'm like, well, I've got stuff in here I don't want people to steal, so I should lock it. And I locked it.
I sit at I'm sitting here and I'm kind of mocking you a little bit, but there have been many, many times that I've gotten out of my car. Like I shut the car off, I grab my phone, I get out of the car, and I'm walking in, and then I stop and I'm like, did I grab the keys? And then I'm constantly going for my pockets. I'll walk 5 feet from the car and I'm like, did I grab the keys out of the car, or did I just get out and walk away? That happens to me at least once a week.
So do you lock your car or do you leave it unlocked?
Honestly, 90% of the time I do not lock my car. However, the only time I do, so I drive to work and I drive home because I don't really go away. If I go someplace, yes, I will lock the car. But usually when I lock the car, I'll a lot of times I do not lock the car.
Mm-hmm. I usually, when I go to work, I don't lock it because the only thing that's valuable in there is my computer.
Yeah, see, that's the thing there really isn't anything valuable in the car.
Yeah, but then on the way home, so when I'm at work, my computer's not in there because I take it into work. But in this trip, my computer was in there. So I was like, well, I better lock it so somebody doesn't nab this. Yeah. And again, not my stream of typical consciousness of going to the gas station. But yeah, so I end up trying to call because I guess most insurances on your roadside assistant, do you have that for free? They'll let you do that twice a year. Well, they'll come out and lock your car for you.
I didn't know they do that for the lock thing. Yeah. I know they do it for the flat tire thing.
Yeah, so apparently I think you get 1 or 2 of those a year. And the only time I ever did this was 8 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. And it was the same thing. I was going to a conference and I got out of the truck because I was kind of running late and was getting ready to run into the hotel. And I was like, shit, I locked, literally, as I'm shutting the door, I'm like, no.
And then I bashed my head on the door trying to keep it open. Yeah. I tried to put my head in between the door.
And then I went, ow! And then a gust of wind shut it. But I didn't see how...
Slam. Fuck. No, it wasn't even worth it.
But I've never seen how they break into your car like that. So what they do is they've got this rubber... what's it called? What'd the guys from...
Silly Putty.
Silly Putty. No, what'd the guys have in Home Alone? Those kind of crowbar. I was getting there.
Wow.
So they have
the word crowbar?
They have a rubber crowbar and they kind of pop your door open a little bit and they stick this thing in that's like an air pillow. So they put that in there and they start pumping it up with air, which kind of separates your door from the frame. And they got a big stick that they stick in there to try to hit the lock to unlock it or pull the lock up. So literally, the guy's there for 5 minutes and gets in my car. It's that'll be $65, please.
Wow.
Yeah. Which, gas and whatnot.
So, okay. So here's my question. Do you think that what that guy did requires any skill at all? Or is it based solely on the tools that he had?
Oh, it's
are you paying $65 because that guy knows how to do that, or are you paying $65 because that guy has an air pillow, a rubber crowbar, and a stick?
25% of it's probably skill, able to do it. 75% is that they have the materials to do it. Because I don't know what that stuff costs. I bet that stuff probably doesn't cost more than $100.
Yeah.
But where are you going to put that?
You leave it, you put it in your car, Shawn. Yeah. Duh.
Because that's it. So I called Tiffany because I had my phone on me. And I was like, hey, I locked my keys in the car. She's like, oh, well, you can use the insurance and they'll come out and get it for free. And she's like, do you have your insurance card? I was like, yeah, of course I do. It's in the truck. That's locked.
You're like, no, I always keep that in my front pocket.
Yeah, every time I get out of the vehicle, I always grab all my paperwork.
My diabetic bracelet.
I grab all the paperwork. That's what made me forget the keys. I got all the paperwork. I forgot my keys.
You're walking out with like a manila folder. You're like, dude. Oh no.
Does anybody want to know?
My insurance card and my birth certificate and 3 other forms of ID.
Oh, here's my marriage license. Hey, look, the deed to my house. But yeah, I felt pretty dumb. Like so I ended up not getting home until like the normal time. So this cost me like 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh no.
Just waiting. Yeah, it was sad.
While you were waiting, did you eat your snack at least?
I did. That's the first thing I did because I was kind of getting hangry. And I thought about going in and like getting something else too. Because it was one of those where like that kind of held me over a little bit. But it's like, I really just want a pizza. I wonder if they'll let me borrow their microwave.
Because the back to the lock picking thing. Because I've watched those YouTube. Have you ever seen those YouTube videos with the lock picking lawyer? There's a series of videos, and it's just this guy that like is like breaks into all kinds of locks, and like people even send him locks, and they're like, like how long would it take you to like open this bike lock? And it seems like from what the guy definitely like knows his shit. Like this guy, I feel like could crack a safe if presented with one. However, I think even he admits at certain points that like a large percentage of being able to open a lock is just having the right tool to open the lock.
Yeah, I'd probably say like, because I mean, if you look at most of the locks in like houses and stuff, they're probably not super sophisticated.
Yeah,
because they're more of just kind of a deterrence than like to keep people really out.
Yeah, exactly. Like okay, like the lock on your front door. Like if somebody has the right tools, I would say that the tools determine whether or not you can do it, and the skill determines how long it takes you to do it.
Yeah, and if none of that works, you know what will work? A hammer.
I guess we could make the same comparison to like murderers, right? If you have the right tools, it'll get done. Whether or not you're any good at it depends on your skill level. Yeah. But if you just have a hammer, then it'll get done.
Yeah. Yeah. And it'll be messier. Yeah. I remember that was, I don't know what age I was at. It's a pretty common saying, but like you get all the doors locked and stuff and you feel safe in your home. And I don't know if it was my mom or my dad or somebody, but they're like, if somebody really wanted to get in here, they could.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what? Like, yeah. I mean, if somebody wanted to come in here and murder us all, they could. You're like, why are we talking about this right before bed?
Yeah. This is the wrong time. Why don't we have this conversation, in the morning? Be like, oh, glad nobody broke in. You could do it really easy.
Yeah, at breakfast, so I have the whole day to forget.
Leave those 3 windows over there completely unlocked. Somebody could just lift those up.
Yeah, at night I have an arrow that points to a room and says, "This is where the boy sleeps." I figure out here you're screaming loud enough, I can run away.
Yeah. It's my theft deterrent. I just basically use you as a distraction while I make my escape.
Yeah, Shawn, ring's fucking expensive. I can't go with that.
Yeah.
Actually, ring's not too bad.
What am I supposed to do? Buy ADT?
Yeah, that's a scam.
You know how much ADT costs? Fuck that. Have a kid, use him as bait.
Yeah. Why do you think we had 2? Have you ever had a security system?
No, I never have.
No. In our old house, we just had, they basically had like whenever a door or window opened, a little chime would go, which was kind of nice.
Did you ever set it off?
It didn't it would just be like you open a door and it'd go beep, beep, beep. So there wasn't like there wasn't like an actual alarm, like you didn't set a code.
So you've never had like an alarm system?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. I have no idea what that would be like. See, we always worry about we're, under constant surveillance. I'm like, people have security systems in their house. And with that, I feel like I would be under surveillance. That feels somewhat invasive to me.
Oh, yeah. Because, that camera, as much as you think they're locked down, like I've seen like baby monitors people have talked about, like they can drive up to like houses. They can hit that baby monitors like, wavelength or whatever you would call it.
Yeah.
And they essentially can hack in and look at like what's going on in the baby camera. And everybody's like, you feel like it's in your home, you're secure, but it's definitely not the case.
Yeah.
I always worry like with those Ring things, like if Tiffany got one, she'd hide one somewhere and then she'd catch me doing my dirty business.
Yeah, because she has no idea that you do that.
Yeah. She's like 3 times in one night. I just thought it was one. Like Richard told me I had to pump those numbers up. Those were rookie numbers.
Those are rookie numbers. I agree. Do you think that if our respective wives knew how often that we masturbated? Okay, actually, 2-part question. Like, do you think if they realized how often, A, do you think that they would be disgusted? And B, do you think that they actually do know, but they don't tell us?
I'm going to add a C in there. Do you think they know that we do it while we're recording? First one done. I don't know.
That's all for this week.
I bet. I don't know. They probably. I don't know. That's a good question. That'd be a question like, how often do you think it is? She's like, I don't know, once a week. You'd be like, okay.
I should ask. Do you think I should ask?
Yeah, we should bring him on like on an episode.
Well, hang on. My wife's actually here. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. I think she thinks I'm making a joke. No, babe, I'm serious.
I gotta ask you about my jerking off schedule.
Are you? Can you hear me?
Do you think she's
Hello?
masturbating right now?
Hey, I have an actual question for you. Wait a minute. Who is that? That's not a child, is it? Huh? No, I need my wife. Oh, she's outside.
No. That'd been an awkward question to ask the kids.
I would have been super on. I don't know.
16. Wait, how do you know that?
Holy shit.
We just watched the Wi-Fi.
You're either really good or this is really bad. Actually, I think it's both. It's both.
I'm moving out. I don't know. It's probably, I don't know. It's always awkward too. Like, have you ever been caught by your wife?
Oh God.
Or has she caught you and you haven't known?
I want to say yes. Well, yeah. Okay. Like, so Shawn, so really like, okay. So let's see. We celebrated our 20-year anniversary. So you're asking me over the course of 20 years, 20 plus, has my wife ever caught me? Like, I'm sure yes, but I honestly don't remember.
Yeah. You both blacked it out.
As far as I can remember, I don't think so. But I am almost positive that it has happened.
Deer in the headlights kind of situation.
I can say with almost complete certainty that it has definitely happened.
When she comes inside,
there's no way that it hasn't. There's no way.
When she comes inside, that's the other question to ask. She's like, "Oh yeah, I catch you all the time." You're like, "Wait, you do?" Yeah. I walk down and see him. Like, "Oh, thank God, this isn't my job for this."
Yeah. Oh, now I don't have to deal with this. Thank God.
Yeah. Now I can go to sleep.
Peacefully. He won't be trying to jab it in the small of my back. Like, apparently that's some fucking mating ritual.
Yeah, right there, babe. Feels good.
God, we're disgusting people.
Yeah, it happens.
I mean, us, but also just like men in general.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what women don't do, Richard? Lock their keys in their car.
That's true.
I don't think Tiffany's ever done that, but we've got 2 sets of keys. We've only got 1 set of key for the truck, so that's kind of what screwed us over.
Yeah. Okay. So while I wait for my wife to return, what else is going on? Tell me what else is going on in the world.
Well, while we're waiting on your wife, I've got an update on our hermit friend, River Dave. We talked about him.
This is what we were going to originally talk about, and then this happened.
Yeah,
but just fine.
This is from Yahoo too. This is where the original story was, but so this came out.
So refresh. We gotta on the last episode. No, it wasn't the last one.
It was a couple
previously
back, yeah.
on.
So his name was Dave Lidstone, and he was jailed in July of 2021 after refusing to leave his home, which was on someone else's land. So apparently he had made this cabin.
Right.
He lived there
he put up a cabin. Like 60 years or something?
20
no, like 20
yeah.
years.
It was 27 years. He was in his 60s, I think.
He was in his 60s. That's right.
So he was told by the judge, like, if we let you go, you cannot go back to your house. And he's like, screw you, keep me here because that's my home.
Yeah.
This part's new. I didn't realize this. We knew it burned down, but apparently it was the day before his release from jail that it burned down. So he's about to...
That's not at all suspicious.
Yeah, I know, right? But, Richard, this story has a nice update.
Oh,
so
okay. You said nice. So now I'm excited because you're going to tell me a super happy ending.
Yeah. So Dave Lidstone, the New Hampshire hermit,
You better.
known as River Dave, is getting a second chance at his isolated life, Richard. So
Okay.
Alexander Karp is a CEO of Palantir Technologies, wrote him a personal check for $180,000.
Wow.
Yeah, that money was to be used to help rebuild a cabin in a new location. So the donation was confirmed by Palantir spokesperson on behalf of Karp. So Karp is apparently worth $2.1 billion according to Forbes. So he's a billionaire.
Wow.
Let's see. So he gave a video of it. So the from Lidstone, he said, Mr. Karp, I cannot express the feelings I have for what you've done. If I go any further, I'm going to break down and cry, Lidstone said in a video. Thank you.
That's so nice. You know what? And like, honestly, like, I mean, when you think about like, that's genuine fucking like charity there. Cause it's not he basically, he basically bought the guy a house, right?
Mm-hmm,
you know, but like also like this guy's like in his 60s. So it's not like, it's not like it's, he bought that house and he's going to use that house for the next like fucking, 50 years. Like this is basically like something to like a place to hang his hat until he can no longer hang his hat.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably going to be able to have, and like we talked about this before, like if it was you and I think the guy who owned the land, he knew about him living there, which was kind of weird, but he didn't have like a ton of acreage. Like it wasn't like this dude had like, 10,000 acres of land.
Right.
He only had like,
because we were talking about like in Montana where like some dude buys like 80, like 3/4. He pays like, 20 grand and buys like 3/4 of the state.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to look at like another house.
Yeah. And he like looks at the moles and says, if somebody offers me more money, you're dead, moles.
Fuck you, moles.
But yeah, there's not really any talk besides like what the company he works for. But this isn't like, Mr. Pepsi saying like, hey, I'm going to buy you this place, but you got to put Pepsi logos all over the place for advertisement.
Well, I mean, like, let's be honest, like what kind of draw is he going to get in the middle of the woods? It's not like people walk like on a nice like nature hike and then all of a sudden there's like a billboard like smack in the middle of a forest.
Well, he's got a vending machine he uses his solar power for. No, but yeah, like it's one of those things too, like you said, it's like this is genuine. It's just, this guy's not really giving him anything, the billionaire guy.
Yeah.
So Lidstone said in this interview, says, how can I express my gratitude towards something like that? I start to tear up whenever I think about it, Lidstone told the Concord Monitor. For an old logger who always had to work, for anyone to give you that type of money, it's incredibly difficult for me to get my head around.
Yeah. And see, and the cool thing with that is like, like that guy's going to use that money. He's going to rebuild his cabin. He's going to like have a permanent place to put it. He's going to find a place to put his cabin. Like he's going to find like a parcel of land. He's going to buy it. He's going to put his cabin on it. And then like, that's all that money's going for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that guy has lived in the woods for fucking 20 years. So what's he going to do? He's going to take that money, put himself right back where he was, or, in the same area,
different kind of like location, but same, like,
and he's going to have the exact same setup, and then he's just going to do what he'd been doing for the last 20 years.
Yeah, he also said in this, which this is the kind of the sad part about it, I guess, if you had to say, but he says, I don't see how I can go back to being a hermit because society is not going to allow it. And I'm kind of curious if a lot of it's like, so apparently there might be some court proceedings still.
You know what he should do? merchandising.
Yeah, River Dave's cabin.
Yeah,
do
he
Airbnb.
could have, like, not even Airbnb. He could just like sell T-shirts, and he could sell like coffee mugs.
I'd
like
buy a
he
River
just-
Dave coffee mug.
right? He could just fucking like just sell a bunch of like kits and shit like that. He could set up like he could set it all up like in front of the cabin, so that way people like it's basically like like you're driving on like a back road and somebody has like a peach stand and it's like in front of their house.
Yeah, or you drive by and you see Penny's
Ooh,
restaurant.
hang on 1 sec. Okay. Yes, I have a question for you.
There's 2 questions.
No, just one question.
No, we got to know if she's ever caught you too.
Okay. So, question number 1. How many times in a week do you think that I masturbate? What are you laughing about? Why is that funny? How many times in a week do you think? Probably daily. Damn, she's good.
Yeah.
How many?
I feel good about that answer though, because that's one of those that she's like 2. You're like, oh man, this is going to be an awkward conversation later.
Yeah. Agreed. It's like, yeah, I know, but I just don't tell you because I think that just spares the both of us. Okay, so the second part of the question is, have I ever been caught?
Yeah, has she ever walked in and saw and just turned around?
Have I ever been caught and oh god, that's a very affirmative.
She's like, how do you think I know you did it
Have you ever
daily?
caught me and not told me? Oh, that's another big affirmative. That's like the kind of question like, yeah, of course, are you stupid? Like, that's the kind of answer I just got.
No, that's not what I mean.
No, I just mean that, like, yeah, obviously.
Wait, okay. Like, if I know,
Right.
then, like, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god.
Well, no, I get it. You don't want to make a scene about it.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
She's like, from
Like,
now on, I'm
throw
gonna
open the door and start shaming me.
She's like,
You're bad. You're naughty.
From
You're
now
a
on-
dirty little boy. Ah!
Wait, why am I into this?
Oh God, no, I like this. Is this my cake? Oh God, I'm into this now. Well, this is a thing. Great. I got to change my whole internet history. No, you're good. No, I actually didn't know. I was like, I wonder if she knows like how often, and if so, like if she doesn't, I guess what I was thinking is like if she doesn't, and I actually like say, is she gonna be like, are you serious? She doesn't live under a rock.
Yeah, she's like, you can go blind from that, right?
I haven't gone blind yet.
Hey, where'd you go?
There's zero judgment here.
I get it. I know you're not judging. I appreciate that.
From now on, she's going to try and time it like right when your vinegar strokes are about to happen. And walk in and go, oh my God. You're like, oh, damn it. I was almost there. That'd be the worst.
So close. And then what would happen if like, and then I'm like, so let's say she did like throw open the door and start like shaming me, and I'm like, oh God, maybe am I into this now? And then so the next time I'd like leave the door cracked a little bit.
I'm just going to go for a walk.
I'm gonna do some laps in the bathroom.
Just lighting these candles. No reason.
I've been feeling fine.
When I get that feeling, I want sexual healing. All right, so back to a good story. Actually, it was a good story though. So Lidstone also has gotten 270 donors contribute to a GoFundMe for him. That's raised over $14,000.
Wow. See, he could use that to start the merch thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like he just go get some t-shirt, like just get like here's what he needs to do. Actually, Shawn, you should help him. This is what you should do. You should go and you should figure out a logo for River Dave. You figure out a River Dave logo, and then you give it to him, and you're like, put this on t-shirts. You can put this on hats. You put this on mugs, and you just sit out in front of your cabin,
Yeah, I already got
or
the logo
or
idea.
don't just leave the stand up, and like you'll see people walk by.
Yeah.
And then you go out, you sell them a t-shirt and a hat, and head back in and take a nap.
It's a
Or read a
bearded guy
book, or-
in a floaty on a river with one of those old-timey kind of coffee mugs.
Yeah,
That's the logo right
River
there.
Dave.
River Dave.
Yeah, and he just hang out because you're absolutely right. Like I think that the days of him like living an isolated lifestyle are probably done. You know, like his story has been in the news, if not like national. Like you know, with the way the news cycle goes, you know, things get forgotten. But I would say definitely, like, especially in his like local area, like people will definitely like, oh my God, like, look, it's fucking River Dave.
Well, and I would imagine too, probably where he was probably hidden enough that like the tax man wasn't coming by because he was completely off the grid.
Yeah.
But at this point, with getting this huge amount of money and the notoriety, like I'm guessing he's going to be a little bit more on the grid than he was before. Which that's the part that.
Yeah, that's
like that's the whole thing where like we've talked about before. Like it's really hard in terms of like government taxes, etc., just to give somebody like that much money without the government being like, hey, where's our cut of that?
Yeah. But again, if the dude was like selling t-shirts and hats, then you know that covers that. I would think that he could make enough to at least cover like the property tax bill or whatever.
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, he's going to have to do something, unfortunately, to keep that up. But yeah, he's got some money. He's going to start building up some land. And it looks like those two end up meeting, which the billionaire and Lidstone, and they kind of kept that quiet. So they weren't like making like this huge photo op. So like you said earlier, very much a very genuine like charity for River Dave.
That's good. That makes me feel good. You know what? Let's end on a high note, because the only other place this episode is going to go is back to where it was, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, your wife's going to be like, "You're almost done. All right, I won't come bother you." What? Oh, yeah.
See, but now, oh my God. See now. Oh well, it doesn't matter. We're heading there anyway. See now, the next time I do it, I'm gonna be like, does she know? Is she watching me?
I bet she's watching right now.
Just start screaming out. Just start yelling random things. Be like, I see you. and like, just listen to see if you hear like, oh.
You're like, you can come in. She's like, thank God, I wanted to get something out of the fridge. Oh, that's not what babe.
Why are you in the kitchen?
It feels nice to have the freezer open while I do it.
Just stand with the freezer door open.
I'm destroying the environment. Oh, that's
Go
horrible.
here, little penguins. It's my fantasy. Don't shame me.
Well, Richard, like locking the keys in a car, we've kind of gone off the rails, but where else would we go?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know. I genuinely do not have a closing thought for this. There's no way.
I was going to say your closing thought.
There's no way I can sum up this fucking random word balloon free association stream of consciousness bullshit that just happened.
I was going to say your Richard's closing thought should be like in the beginning, you're like, I'm not sure where this is going to go. How do you feel at the end? I'm not sure where we came from.
Yeah. I don't know how we got here, and I don't know where it started, but I feel worse.
All right, well, let me do a little bit of housekeeping before our wives come and catch us podcasting. That's what I always tell her I'm doing. I'm like, hey, I'm going to go podcast. Visit our website, we're languageofbros.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at languageofbro. Email us at bros@languageofbros.com. And as always, we'd like to thank our patrons, the two that never lock their keys in the vehicle, Wendy and Aaron.
You're always may no one ever peek. May no one ever peek in the crack of your doors.
Perfect. All right. Well, is there anything else before I close her out?
No, let's end this fast.
All right. Well, that's all the bros have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And remember, don't B-O-Y. B-O-Y not. But hey, River Dave's got his house back.
He does.
And you know what?
Bet nobody catches him.
Yeah, because he lives by himself.
Yeah. I
Perfect.
should be a hermit.